Let's just talk about the state of New York City basketball as far as, our kids that's coming up, seeking different high schools and that nature, because I know your phone rings a lot. We just did the announcement, right? Our first junior high school announcement with Jordan Norman, which is dope, man, and definitely gonna have many more. But what is your feeling like on the state of New York City basketball from that end to these kids picking the right high schools?
I think first and foremost, man, the parents. I think we got a lot of delusional parents in these times, and I think the parents are living through the kids. It's a lot of situations that I'm running up against where the parents haven't played, they haven't been in a situation where they're getting that type of attention that their son or their daughter got, and so they don't know what to do. They don't know how to do it, so they need guidance. But it's that fine line of ego that I don't want to ask for help. I could do it. It's my son, it's my daughter, and I think it's hurting the kids. We got to do a better job of doing our research on the high schools. Especially with the kids, like where is the kid at? Is the kid, 5'8"? Is the kid 6'2", fit? How the kid plays, the kid demeanor, all of that stuff. Looking at, the coaches from these high schools. If your son is one of those sons that needs to be pushed, you can't send him to a mellow coach. You got to send him to a coach that's going to be on him, not only on the basketball court, but off the court. You know what I mean? Even, in the classroom, things of that nature. So I think that's kind of the the main thing right now, man. And I'm noticing a trend right now, and I hope that it can get better. I hope that the parents can start understanding that when you have people like myself and other guys who've been through it, it's okay to reach out. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to do those things because those people are going to give you the real answers that you need. And so I think that's kind of what's going on in New York. Other than that, talent-wise, New York always going to be at the top. You know what I mean? With talent and stuff like that. I just think that the development piece really needs to be harped on. Like some of these kids need to know, like, listen, bro, you're going to be 6'2" or 6'3". You need to be a point guard. Like, you're not gonna be a 2 and a 3. Or if you're 6'5" and you play in a 5, like, nah, you need to work on your ball handling. You need to play pick and roll. You need to make reads. You need to, shoot the 3 efficiently. You need to do these things and stay off Instagram and stay off TikTok and stay off these things. And stop watching other people and they process. Like, everyone's journey is different. So I think that it's just fine tuning those those internal things with our city, man. And once we do that, I think we'll be straight.
Everybody not going to Step in that.
Right.
Now they got 3 McDonald All-Americans. Right. Like, everybody's going to say, I want my kid to go to Step in that because that is the place to be, in which the Step in that is a great school, great program, but everybody can't get to that level.
Nope. And that's okay though. Yeah. That's okay. It's like it's schools out there, it's Catholic schools, it's public schools out there that some of these kids, I would wish that they watched and said, listen, instead of me going to a Stepinac, St. Francis Prep, or Christ the King, I want to go to a Zvarian, where, talent-wise, it may not be on par, but playing against those teams, I could be able to put my own self on the map, or I could be able to get other guys better that I'm playing with, And then by my junior year, maybe a Zvarian is at that, point in their, high school tenure where they could go and play in some of these national tournaments. I just don't think that these parents and these kids are looking at situations like that. Everybody would just want to go to the big school. And then you go to the big school and you're not playing, or you got to wait till your junior year, it's like I'm transferring. Well, yeah, of course you're going to transfer because A, you didn't come in prepared. B, it was way more opportunities that you could have probably taken that you probably would have been able to play right away. And then C, it's just like decision making. And so that's why I'm here, to kind of harp on these kids like, bro, I made, certain decisions that made my road a little curvy. So that's why I'm here to, kind of help and venture out and see, if I could help in any way I can.
And salute to Zvarian, man. Coach Chapman, they run a great program over there, man. Salute, man. Yep. But let's talk about you, man. Who introduced you to the game?
Man, I would say my dad, my uncle. My dad. Shout out my pops.
Lincoln guy. That's right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Shout out my pops. From from 28th Street in Coney Island. Played with Stephon Marbury.
Y'all ready? Yes. You have just stepped into the world of